Middle-class money traps that will keep you broke forever. Many people have to deal with money challenges on a daily basis. Some people don't have enough money to pay off their debt, while others don't know where their money is going. So at the end of each month, they always have a zero or negative account balance. Almost every family is facing a similar problem. As a result, they can't seem to get ahead financially and remain broke forever. Have you ever thought about why the rich are becoming richer every day? And you're stuck in the same situation. If you don't make smart choices, then you will easily fall prey to these money traps. Now is the time for you to become financially stable by avoiding the middle-class money traps. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you 7 middle-class money traps that are the biggest hurdles in your way to becoming financially free. Moreover, I'm also going to give you tips about how you can avoid these traps. So avoid that trap of not smashing the like button and make sure you watch this video until the end because some are missing important tricks and tips. Number 1. Getting a car on lease. We all know that you can mostly get a brand new car on a lease, and this can be a big trap for most of us. Leasing gives you access to the car, but it can be outside of your monthly budget range. Once you enter into the cycle of financing a car, it becomes hard to break. It sometimes happens that dealers give a bit misleading sales pitch. For instance, you only have to pay for what you use. This pitch attracts us, and ultimately we fall prey to this trap. A car is a depreciable asset, and you also have to pay taxes and insurance costs. The average new car payment in the United States is about $644 per month. After you pay the entire amount for the car, the value of the car will just be a fraction of when it was bought. You can think about other options like buying a second-hand vehicle that doesn't need much maintenance. This is much better habit to adopt until you can actually afford your favorite car. Number 2. Hoarding cash instead of investing it. Due to high inflation rate, if you hoard your cash instead of investing it into an appreciating asset, your hoarding cash will lose its value every year. According to a report, you lose 3% purchasing power of the cash if you hoard your money. This means that if you have $100,000 in your house, then each year it will lose 3% of the purchasing power or $3,000. Many middle-class people think that their money will be stuck in the bank or somewhere in the stocks or other assets, and they will not be able to quickly convert it into cash whenever they need it. For this purpose, you can create an emergency fund that has such an amount that can cover your 3 months' expenses. Now you should invest the rest of the amount in high-value assets. Number 3. Raising living standard faster than income growth. Middle-class people have this habit of raising their lifestyles at the same pace or even faster than their income growth. They increase their expenses for no reason, and at the end of the month, they don't have enough money to pay the utility bills or cover any emergency. When too much of your income goes into maintaining a lifestyle, there will be nothing in your hand to make provisions for the future. If you have a hard time controlling your spending, then even an increase in your income cannot solve your problem. There are a number of people who don't have enough money to buy the things that they want, and ultimately they use their credit cards, so they have to pay an extra amount, which includes a high interest amount. If it is difficult for you to control your habit, then one of the tips you can use is to hold your purchases for 1 month, and after a month, ask yourself a question. Do you still need that thing as much as you needed it a month before? No matter what your family's current financial situation is, it's essential to remember that just because you have the option to purchase or spend on something does not necessarily mean it's a good idea. Make a plan and stick to it. Please help support the channel, subscribe and share this video with someone you care about. Number 4. Depending too much on formal education. Middle-class people believe that their investment in formal education will determine their wealth. If the secret to building wealth was in excellent grades, then every graduate or master's degree holder would be a millionaire or a billionaire. Many famous billionaires, including Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates, are dropped out of their universities. On the other hand, rich people think that gaining specific knowledge about important things like how to invest is the key to success. It does not mean that you should not get a formal education. Actually, you should not fully rely on this, as it does not guarantee your success. The important point here is that you have to be very specific with your interests. For instance, if you love to sell things online, then you should get an online selling or marketing course. It will only take you 3 months, and you can become a master in this field. And it will also give you the money you want. Number 5. Fear to start a new business. Have you ever thought about why most people don't become rich? That is because they don't think or like to think outside of the box. Even when we're studying, our parents put one thing in our minds. You can become rich if you get a good job. By working 8 hours a day, we barely see any increase in our income. On the other hand, there are more chances of growth in business, but most of us fear taking this risk. Actually, the risk is a significant part of growth. Have you ever seen a single person who has become a billionaire by doing a 9-to-5 job? Now just think how many people have become millionaires and even billionaires by starting a business. In fact, so many people. If you want to get out of the money trap, you have to think about starting a new business, even though it's small. If you get success in it, it can change your life forever. If you don't have any success in the beginning, at least it will give you an experience. So the next time when you start again, at least you will not be starting from zero. These are the types of thinking that can make you brave enough to push your boundaries. Number 6. Choosing the wrong career. A career that has been chosen without a list of pros and cons may adversely affect one's routine and then the life a person has. Almost 9 out of 10 people regret rushing their career choices. Many students pick a random degree or course because they simply don't know what they really want to do and feel pushed to make a decision because they're running out of time. Most young people are forced by parents to follow in their footsteps, and this is very common in Asian countries. You have to make the right choice before picking the direction. Every person has a different mindset, different liking and disliking. You should pursue a career in which you have the most interest. In this way, you'll somehow find a path and a way to grow. Number 7. Don't have a budget. Your budget gives you the best idea about how much you have to spend each month and how much money you've put aside for savings. We spend much of our daily basis without even thinking about it. When it comes to personal finance, there are a number of adverse outcomes that can come from operating without a proper budget. The most common consequences of not budgeting include zero savings, less financial security, overspending, financial stress, and most likely, you will get into debt. Without a clear picture of your finances, you're missing a major opportunity to save your money for the future. When you create a budget, you can easily monitor your expenses, so you'll have a chance to cut back on unnecessary expenses. There are plenty of money traps that can ruin you financially, but the good thing is that to avoid these common mistakes, you're much more likely to be successful. Instead of wasting your money on the useless item, invest these funds in those assets that will decide your financial future. I know you care, and the definition of caring is sharing, so share your thoughts in the comments area below and show that you care. Wow, that almost rhymed!